If I can ask David James a question, you've worked on some amazing iconic films where you've taken photographs on set, but
Yeah.
Superstar, one of the first ones you did, and I remember you on your Instagram page talking about how Norman was one of your favorite directors to ever work with. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Oh, yeah.
Well, I did, my first thing with Norman was Fiddler on the Roof. Okay, I've lost you guys.
We see you.
Okay. I see me like 5 minutes ago.
Oh.
It's really weird. I don't know what's happening. But can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, you in real time.
I did Fiddler on the Roof with Norman. And I loved every minute of it. And we would always exchange ideas. Wherever I was shooting from, he'd come and check it out.
Wonderful.
And often we'll put a camera there. On the last number for JC Superstar, when we were in the auditorium in Nazareth at night, they had the camera built on the platform built on the front of the movie camera, and they zoomed it out all over the place. And they had Judas on the front singing Jesus Christ Superstar.
Wow.
I couldn't get that shot. There's no way I could get that shot because you had to be on the camera for it. So I took my camera, I put a star filter on, and I lay in the dirt in the middle of the auditorium. And I got all the studio night lights, which with my filter were the stars.
Oh.
And Norman got off the crane and he came over and he said, "Move over, I want to see what you're doing."
You know what, David?
He
Oh,
said,
sorry.
wait, get off the crane. We got a star filter. He said, "Okay, put the star filter on, get the camera down here with David. We're going to shoot the scene again." So that's how that scene turned out for that, which was
unbelievable.
You know, I've been telling the story.
Like that. Norman was always open to ideas.
Yeah.
It's like, I've done films with Steven Spielberg, and the first one was Schindler's List, and Steven said to me, and he said, this is a very important note for any director. He said, for a photographer, he said, wherever I go on the set, 15 people follow me. Wherever you go on the set, you're on your own. You are my second pair of eyes. Use them and let me know.
Nice, nice.
Which is like a huge compliment, but Norman.
Oh, yeah.
And then because I used to drive him to and from the set in my white Jaguar.
Okay, now this is what I want to know, David. I've been telling the story because, you know, some key things stand out in your memory. And I say, well, the stills photographer, David James, he was washed into the Dead Sea with his Jaguar.
Yes, I was.
Is that correct? Is that correct?
Oh, my God. I never heard this story.
Oh, Norman asked me on the last night of night shooting in Nazareth, Norman said, "I want you to go down to Eilat and shoot some specials on Billy Two Hats." Right? Yeah. And I didn't want to go because I was tired. And he said, "No, please go for us." So I was persuaded and I went down there and driving. I left the hotel about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. We got down to Engedi by 9 o'clock, 8:30, 9 o'clock. And I said, I was having my first wife with me. I said, "We'll call in at the Engedi Hotel, have something to eat and move on." It was a beautiful starlit night, cars coming the other way, no problem. And there was a car, we were going into one of those flash flood dips, and a car coming on the other side had his headlights full on, blinded me. And I went down into the dip thinking everything's fine because it's all the starlit night. And suddenly I hit water and the car spewed around and I put it in reverse. But just at that moment, a whole wall of water, and we were told about it afterwards, lifted up the road with me on it. I went nose down into the hole where the road had been.
Oh my God.
We were stuck nose down with water coming up the inside and mud. And I said to my wife, I said, "Turn the windows down. We're not going to get stuck in a vacuum." Right?
Wow.
So I couldn't do that to break that vacuum.
Yeah.
So something hit the car was like that, and something hit the trunk, lifted the car up, and we went down with the flood. And the river now became a roaring river.
Wow.
Trees and all sorts of stuff.
Wow,
And
that's true then. I mean, that's
a natural turn
amazing.
to the right and left, and we got stuck on the sandbank. the water came over the roof and pushed the car down. But that was my chance. I climbed over my wife, got her door open, got her out, and we escaped. And as soon as I got my weight out of the car, it lifted up and was gone.
Oh my God.
Originally, I said to her, look, if we stay in the car to the Dead Sea, that was the idea of opening the window so we didn't get stuck. We can get out and float. So we go.
Yeah, that's right. That's
Did you
right.
lose all of
I
your
heard that
equipment?
You lost,
I lost
aside from
everything.
Oh
not
my
losing your
goodness.
life, you lost a lot
It
of
was a lovely twist
equipment and
story.
film in that accident. too.
Including the film that you'd already shot? You lost all of that?
Yeah.
Oh man.
But
Just
the
think.
great story on this one is that we got rescued by the Ein Gedi kibbutz. They came down in a 12-wheel drive military
Wow.
vehicle.
Wow.
Took us back to the kibbutz. They took my wife away and showered her and put her to bed. And I sat in a room with some very small clothes that they loaned me, and sat in a circle on the floor. And I got the very first time this whole incident, I got the shakes. I'd
Yeah.
stayed really calm through the whole deal. Now I got the shakes. And I said, guys,
The adrenaline finally let go, and you.
Mm.
I said, guys, I need a whiskey.
Oh,
No, you're on the kibbutz. We don't have whiskey on the kibbutz.
oh, it was Orthodox.
That's a shame because there's a liter bottle in the back of that car.
Oh.
We found a member of the kibbutz.
That's the biggest loss.
He got out there. He got back in that truck, and he got down. The keys were still in ignition. So he opened he said, by now the flood's gone, right? So he opened the trunk, brought the whiskey back, and I had to fight for it.
Oh my God.
So fast, but
Wow.
Well, David,
Oh, salute, David, to your health.
Cheers,
my
man.
God.
David,
One of the greatest stories I've ever heard. Oh,
Cheers, I'm glad you're with us.
but you got
so am I, you know. That,
You got-
listen, I've done movies where I've crash landed in airplanes. That was just another one, you know.
well,
Oh.
David, you got one of the most iconic shots in movie history, and I'm showing it right here.
there it is.
I mean, so thank you for risking life and limb for that.
Yeah.
Thank you. And I got to tell you something. If you look on Instagram today, right, I have put that shot on Instagram because every weekend I do a silhouette Saturday or silhouette Sunday. That is my
nice.
silhouette Saturday
Oh, is that right?
today. So
Bravo, bravo.
David James's Instagram.
Beautiful. Does anybody know when it's going to be showing on Showtime?
You got to check your local listings in Hawaii there, Yvonne.
Okay.
do that. But it's showing all month on Showtime. And now, hey, Rob, we're going to bring your dancers on to say hello. If you would be so kind to introduce them to us and share some stories about making these incredible numbers. So, Tessa, you want to bring them on?
Okay, here we go.
Josh, you okay, Josh? Do you have a headache, honey? You all right? You okay?
He's in the sun.
You're doing the thinking thing.
Hey, Rob.
I
Rob,
just
Adam.
turned my mute on.
a
So
total
I
stand-in
was the echo.
Peter Ash.
Oh, you're good, Josh.
You just froze, Kurt.
Oh, at least he's got a nice
Yeah,
facial
and I
expression.
lost Bob Bingham.
No,
What's that?
Bob's here.
Bob's here.
Yeah, Bob's here.
Okay, so we've got some dancers coming
He's
on.
not on my screen.
Here we
We've
go.
got
Who's up next?
Bob Lapone.
Oh, yes.
We've got Pi Douglas.
Oh my gosh!
Hey, Bobby.
Hi.
Hi,
And
Robert.
Denise
Douglas.
I can't see
and
them.
Steve Bookvar coming in
Hello,
soon.
bye.
Yeah.
Hi, Pi.
Yeah.
Denise and Steve.
Hi.
Here they are.
There you go, Andy.
Guys,
Yeah.
I assume that's Steve underneath the mask.
Oh,
They don't have audio yet.
that's all right. You hit on your. There you go.
Hi, Denise and Steve.
Happy
Oh
to
man,
see
aren't we far enough away?
Steve, is she alive?
Well,
Yeah.
Rob,
Your audio.
Rob, how you doing, man? Larry Marshall here.
hey,
man.
oh,
Oh, it's great to see you guys.
I'm doing great. I lost
his
Bob.
granddaughter.
We've got
Did you say we had
Pi
Byron?
connecting to
I got-
audio.
Where are you, Rob?
Right here.
Where are you
Hey,
actually
Rob.
sitting? Which country?
There's Rob. Oh, he's in.
Where am I? I'm in Los Angeles.
No, Robert Lupone.
Lupone,
Yes,
you're in New York.
I'm in upstate New York.
Okay.
Uh-oh, that's too close
Wow.
to me.
Where are you?
And Pi,
Where are
can you
you in
hear?
upstate? Where are you upstate, Rob?
Athens, New York, near Hudson.
And
Pi,
Pi
unmute
can't hear
yourself.
the microphone.
Well, I'm in Brewster. That's far enough away, I guess.
Yeah, you're south of me.
Where are you, Bob?
On the microphone.
I'm in a town called Athens, New York, upstate New York. It's near Hudson.
Okay.
Hudson, yeah.
Yeah.
There you
What
go.
are you doing
River.
these days?
Welcome, everybody. Happy 47th anniversary.
They're here.
Here, here.
Yes, indeed. Man, oh, man.
Bob,
You have to figure out, tell Pi how to unmute himself.
Yeah, Pi, in the bottom left-hand corner of the screen, there's a microphone icon. Click on that microphone icon.
And the video icon.
It should allow you to start audio. It
Pi,
says
can you hear?
connecting to
Can you hear
audio.
us? There's a little microphone icon on the left bottom corner of the screen. Icon. Click on that microphone icon.
And the video icon.
delayed.
Start audio. It
Pi,
says
can you
connecting
hear?
to
Can you hear
audio.
us? There's a little microphone icon on the left bottom corner of the screen.
And then Bob,
I think.
Bob, if
Are you there?
Bob,
Technology.
if you are watching Facebook Live, can you please mute it on the Facebook Live because it's echoing?
I'm off Facebook.
Perfect. Okay. Maybe someone else is again.
No, I'm off.
Pi, turn your volume up.
Hey, Teddy.
There you go.
Ted
Oh, there
Neeley,
you are.
That's
this
Ted.
is Steve Bookvar, and the first thing I want to do is
I'm off Facebook.
Perfect.
apologize to your mother, because I don't want her to think that it was anything personal. And if she needs a visual apology, I'll be glad to send it out to her. So
Well-
just make sure that she doesn't have any ill feelings towards me for hitting her son.
Well, she said that you did an incredible job. You scared the devil out of her.
Glad to
Was
see
this, were you
everybody
doing the
still alive.
lessons? What? Tell me about
Isn't that
this.
the truth? Isn't that the truth?
And I'm
After all
wondering-
these years.
I'm wondering if you would like to see the scars on my back.
Oh,
Did anybody hit you as well as I did?
Nobody, never, before or since.
Oh, Leslie, yeah.
so he was
Well, I'm
delivering
sure
the
Lee
lashes,
Athens,
huh?
He's got to have hit you at least once.
Okay, we're having that same problem again, and it's got to be either Steve and Denise or Pi, I think, or Bob. If you're watching it on Facebook, you've got to turn the audio down on your Facebook feed.
Or just turn it off. Exit.
That's it.
Exit Facebook.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because who needs Facebook? We've got the real thing right here, right?
We are very happy to share in this 47th anniversary, in that Denise and I married right after that, so we are sharing our 47 years.
Oh.
Wow.
Hello.
Congratulations.
And a granddaughter.
That's great.
Oh.
Congratulations.
Guys.
How lovely.
Aw.
And you know,
Mazel tov, l'chaim.
L'chaim.
I need my
Denise,
wine.
Denise, you look, I mean, I've never met you,
You do-
obviously,
You
but
look
you look
fabulous.
so beautiful.
Mhm.
I mean,
Thank you. Oh,
gorgeous.
He always
you
did.
aged very gracefully.
Yeah, no, I'm still.
We've got one more, we've got another dancer.
yeah, where's
Here.
Leanne?
For your information, Denise and I went to high school or college together,
No,
right?
we gotta stop meeting on all these.
I know. We went to
things.
school together in North Carolina in the late 60s.
and we were proud to have you sing at the Actors Home, Kurt.
I love doing that with you guys. I love that. Denise, yeah, I see
Got your
Denise.
necklace.
This is the super.
Where's Pi? Pi, are you with us still?
Hi, Pi.
Hi.
I still can't get his audio working.
Oh,
Oh.
too bad.
It says
I'm
it
glad
says
we
you're
got in the
connected
room.
now, Pi.
Yeah, it
so-
does. Maybe the
Bob,
volume button.
very
is-
quiet. How are you, Mr. Lapone?
I'm fine, thank you. So good to see you. I'm good. By the way, I was the guy who was sold for camels. I think Pi went to the Camel Mart and sold me for 40 camels or 10 camels. I was the guy. I came back.
Okay.
And,
For those of you out there who,
because
Say
of
again?
that there, they were negotiating for like 10 or 15 camels.
yeah,
That's
that's what I remember.
so just to let you guys know, we are obviously on Facebook Live, and some of our fans may not be able to recognize everyone from the film. So we have a few photos that we'd like to share just so people can maybe make a connection. So Bob, got you right here.
Yep.
Yeah.
47 years ago.
with the stash, man. Look at that mustache. Man. Good.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Look at that nose.
I think it's
Lovely
funny
nose.
that Bob played Steve's character in a chorus line, and look at that stash, and look at Steve's stash.
Yes.
There's a certain similarity going on here.
Yeah.
So many connections.
That's a
Beautiful.
great shot.
Beautiful.
Thanks to
Happy
David. Thanks to
Oh,
David.
Hey, does anyone remember that Arab dinner that we had in the middle of the Arabian desert?
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
Yes.
Wasn't that
Bedouin
the most
tent.
amazing
Bedouin.
Bedouin, yeah,
In the Bedouin tent, yes.
Lunch.
eating with our fingers,
Yes.
Yes.
yeah, no utensils. Oh,
With the
look at
lamb's
that
eyeball.
shot. Oh, that was so gorgeous of Bob.
Okay. So, and
Oh, yeah, I was hiding.
There they are.
There you are.
They
there
put me
you
in-
are, Josh.
put me in
And
tassels.
this is Denise.
Yes.
Yes.
Right there.
On the right.
And hi,
Trying to
Mom.
hide.
And Leanne. Look at
Well,
Leanne.
And
Ooh.
behind Josh is
There's,
Walsh.
there's a memory.
It's
The
good.
end of that day shooting, when Josh took
Is
that.
that Leanne right there?
off, he was
No.
right
On the
underneath.
right.
The rest of it was bright red.
Oh,
Wait,
oh, really?
That's right. He had gotten terribly sunburned, right?
Yes.
Yes,
did.
I remember. Oh, he was like, oh,
Wait, who's that?
he was in a
That-
lot
I
of.
was purple.
Painfully.
Oh, there's Cliff.
Yes.
Cliff.
Cliff.
Cliff's about to be on. Should we add some more? Should we add some more?
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
Where are they?
Yeah.
Wait, Steve, we've got you right here, Steve. This is
Oh,
where
yeah.
he was whipping my dad.
I know.
Wow.
I love that shot.
And I loved every moment.
And Kurt,
He almost wasn't in the
He's so-
movie. He
he's
wasn't
so,
originally in the movie.
Oh.
Norman Jewison thought he saw it intrinsically in my personality.
You looked like you were enjoying that way a little too much, I think.
Go ahead, Rob.
I thought Larry Marshall should have been next.
Hey,
Oh,
there he is.
Hi, Douglas.
No.
There's Pie.
there's
Hi,
Pie.
Douglas.
Yeah.
There.
Are you there, Pi?
Yeah.
Oh, hey,
Hey,
there he is.
hi.
Hey,
down.
Welcome.
Finally
Welcome,
made it.
Pi. Happy anniversary.
I love you, Pi. It's been too long.
Yeah.
There's Pi right behind Teddy.
Yeah. Yeah. Norman.
And there's Norman.
Yeah.
Oh,
Norman?
wow.
I got the most fabulous cut from your documentary, Teddy. I have to say thank you, because for whatever reason, one little section showed me, Steve, who was dancing right in front of me, and over to Norman, and back to you telling the story. I love that cut. And I
Yeah.
just pulled it right out of the documentary. It's
Well,
on my website.
Frank up there at the top
Huh?
corner. Frank Munoz up there at the top corner. He's the person who made that happen. The
Yeah,
documentary.
he had put that at the Superstars documentary. He edited that and really helped put that together. Frank,
Yes.
you're the man. Get a haircut, baby.
Can you
Bring
hear
in
us
some
now?
more of your dancers. Tessa, can we bring more people in?
Yes,
Yeah.
let's do it.
I gotta say, Denise and Steve. Denise does so much work with the actors community there with through Equity
Rehearsal
and
Club.
Rehearsal Club. She does
Okay.
a lot of great stuff and very active, and got me back into helping and going to sing at the Actors Home up in Edison, New Jersey. And there are some really talented folks up there, the residents.
This is actually the logo for the musical that
Oh,
I
look at it.
inspired
Hey, you guys.
after lunch one day.
Oh,
Oh,
we've
there's
got some more dancers joining
There's
us.
Cliff.
Cliff, Lipton.
Marcel.
Look at that. Lips and
Hi,
Hey.
Cliff.
Hey,
Hello,
Cliff.
Cliff. How are you, man? Good to
Go
see you.
Mets.
We've got Kate, right? Hi,
There's
Cliff.
Hey,
Look at
Hi,
you beautiful
Kate.
people.
Hey, there he is.
How
My name is Cliff Lipson.
Great to see all of you. You look
Love you.
fantastic.
That's
Great
a
to
dress
see
for
you
Likewise,
all.
man.
I love this other entrance over here in the pink.
Okay.
Who's that in the pink blouse?
There you are.
I'm glad you sat down. We were looking at your belly.
Yeah, yeah.
Again? We'll
You
see it
still
again.
got it going on, girl. That's good.
Hi. Oh, I've been listening and watching.
That's a dancer's
Watching.
dog.
This has been fabulous. Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Hey.
Oh, great to see you.
I can't hear the new people. I can't see them or I can't see them. I can hear them. Is there any way I can get the visual?
Might
I
wanna
only
turn your
have-
phone, Josh.
Oh, up in the
Josh, I haven't changed a bit, so don't worry.
right-hand corner, Josh.
Josh,
Gallery view.
Oh my gosh.
Gallery view. Right-hand upper
Yeah,
corner.
I'm on gallery.
Oh, wow.
Firework.
Firework.
Hi.
Firework.
Oh!
Let's see you.
Hi, York. Looking good.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, swipe.
One thing.
How is
Oh,
everybody?
it works.
We're all good. We're all great.
Still alive.
Hi.
Still kicking, too.
I just wanted to thank Teddy and Leanne and Tessa for putting this all together, because
Really?
I know we get to talking and we won't say thank you so much for
Yes.
bringing us together.
Yes, absolutely.
It's great to
Oh,
see
we're
you
so
again,
happy that
Firework.
we're making it happen.
And
Yeah.
without Frank, it wouldn't have happened at all. Frank up there in the picture.
Frank, you are the
Thank you,
man. I
Frank.
tell you.
You are the
do
man.
Well, hey,
amazing
happy
things.
happy anniversary to everybody joining us again. This is great. This is 47 years ago today. The film opened in theaters in North America, and it's still going as strong as ever. For those of you who don't know, Showtime Networks is playing the film on rotation all month, so you can see a pristine print of it on the main Showtime channel. And
Really? Wow.
Is it the French version?
Teddy and I are going to be, and all the cast will, as soon as this pandemic goes away, we'll be back out doing the sing-alongs all over North America. And as all the cast can say, and a lot of our dancers who have shown up in Southern California, the film is as big.
Oh my gosh.
as
Hey guys, I'm sorry.
What?
Can I have somebody, a special guest who's going to be joining us.
Do we have a special guest?
Yeah. I'm just gonna let everyone else in right now because
Oh.
of the
Yeah, come on.
Is Darcel coming?
Richard Molinar.
Wendy.
Wendy!
okay.
Hi, Wendy.
Oh my God.
Hi, it's Marcia here.
Hi everyone.
Hey.
Is everybody
Who's
slowly
that?
Richard.
You hear me?
He was
This
there
is
for a
Marcia
second.
McBroom.
Oh, there he is.
Oh, McBroom, where are you? I hear you.
I'm trying to get on.
I hear you. You sound really good.
So Marcia, add
It's
your
under my
video.
husband's name, Louis Small.
Now, who's above
Louis
Marcia?
Small.
Oh,
Yeah,
hi. Hi.
No, this is Marcia McBroom.
Yeah, I can hear you. You sound the same.
Hey, Marcia.
Hi, Marcia.
And Darcel, put your video on. We see you, but we hear you, but we don't see you.
Where'd Pi go?
The icon.
This whole deal is kind of incredible. Thank you all.
Truly, it really is.
I know.
Isn't
Hi
it good?
Darcel.
Guys. COVID.
Right.
This is
An aberration.
reality.
Hi.
Jared, look at
This is
Richard.
Marcia
I just noticed you
McBroom,
there.
but it says
Take your
Louis
mute off.
Small on our screen.
Oh, Lewis. Okay.
Yeah, that's Marcia.
That's so many people on there.
Lewis.
Oh, there you are.
Okay.
Who's that?
Hi. This is so exciting.
Who's this? Who's under Kate?
This is Marcia
It's
McBroom.
Larry. Well, on my screen it's Larry.
I can't see you, but
Larry
good
Marshall.
to hear you.
Hey, sugar, how you doing? Good, good.
Marcia.
Nice.
Hey, Firework.
Look, did I ever apologize for throwing you out of your room when I got to Israel?
Who did you throw out of their room?
Oh my God.
Iris
was my roommate at the time.
I'm interrupting you because we have a very special guest joining us. Okay.
Get us.
I'm very sorry, Barlock, but I had to do.
Here we go. We have a very special guest about to join us. Okay.
Go.
I'm waiting. I'm
So excited.
Hello, Tim. We have
Tim Rice.
Rice.
Oh, hi.
Oh,
There you are. Mr. Rice.
Connecting to audio. Connecting to audio.
Who is it? Who is it?
Tim Rice.
there's only one Tim.
Hey, James Rob.
Tim Rice is here.
Hello.
There's Marcia.
Yeah.
Hi.
You again.
I've got a,
Marcia.
I've got a terrible black eye. Look,
Oh,
I know. I'm chasing my dog down a hill and I fell.
Oh my God.
Oh my goodness.
But I'm very brave and I will survive. Hello, everyone.
Of course you will. Tim.
Oh, Tim. Great
man,
to
what a
see
pleasure.
you.
Hello, Kurt. How are you?
Thanks for
Wonderful,
joining us.
wonderful.
Andy.
Yes.
Hi,
Me.
Tim. Thank you so much for joining us. I was.
Ed. Hi, Teddy. Hi,
Yes.
hi, Tessa.
Hi,
Marcia,
Tim.
you have not
Where would we
changed at
be
all.
without you?
Well, my eye's gone wrong.
Yes.
I mean, Yvonne.
Yes,
look-
darling.
Yvonne looks beautiful as usual.
Oh, well.
I'm
living
actually
in Hawaii.
fine. But I'm sorry I'm late, but I was driving down the M5 in England to get to Cornwall, and I've just arrived.
Well, in great time. Just
You guys,
timing.
whoever is watching the Facebook Live broadcast, can you please turn that off because it's echoing?
Can you tell me who's between Wendy and Tim?
Between Wendy and Kate, right? Kurt? And
No
Ted,
name.
and the family.
Hello.
You have to work on this.
Put on my glasses to see the baby.
Who are you?
That's Judy.
One of
That
one
might
of
be
the
Judy
new
Malka
people.
If you can,
on the iPhone.
everybody, I
Judy?
just want to say, everybody, that we have everybody here.
I think that's Judy Malka. She was
Watching on
Okay.
Facebook.
Hi,
in Israel and
everybody
she
who Judy is.
Your mic's muted.
she was just at the Met as one of their opera principals. It's awesome.
And a great cook.
One of you
She's
still
had us over
has
for
to
Passover
fix
dinner. She's like an amazing
audio.
It's a strange.
So I'm just going to interrupt everyone right now.
Go ahead.
Again, please, whoever look live on, turn it off.
Mute everybody.
Because the sound, I'm going to mute everyone. Except for Tim.
Sorry, folks. I had to
Like
step
there's
away for
sirens
another
in the-
hour.
1 second, guys. Hold on.
Go plug in.
I'm so dim on
I'm
this.
back.
That's the great Bob Bingham there. Hi, Bob.
What is
Can
that?
you hear me?
Okay. So I just muted everyone. And Tim, I'm going to have you unmute yourself and then you can talk.
What do you want me to talk about? It's
There we
lovely
go.
to see you all.
I'm going to unmute you and Frank.
None of you have changed at all.
And I'm so glad that you were able to make it. I was, sorry that it was such a last minute thing. And when you told me you were stuck in bad weather and everything, I really didn't think this was going to happen. But I'm so glad you made it safely for over the 300-mile drive that you had.
Yeah,
And,
well, with a bad eye, yes.
with a bad eye.
Yeah.
You missed the David James story of getting washed away with the film in between takes at a flash flood in Mbokek. Where was that again, David? You have to unmute though.
Hold on 1 second. David, I'm going to unmute you. You're good.
It was in Engedi.
In Getty.
Yeah, and my Jaguar is still in Israel.
Oh
I actually got, it was written off, and I actually got a bill 5 years later. They were pulling down a garage in Tel Aviv, and my car was there, been written off 5 years earlier by the insurance company, and I got a bill for garaging.
Oh, no.
5 years. I wrote back and said, "Here's the payment, it's yours." And never heard from them again.
Fabulous. Fabulous.
So if I can interrupt for a second. So Tim, my name is Frank. Ted and I have been going around North America playing this film, a brand new print for a whole new generation of fans. And we just, on behalf of all the fans around the world, we want to thank you and Andrew for creating this amazing, amazing project that has withstood the test of time and will be going on forever and ever. And we just want to salute you and say happy anniversary for this project.
Well, thank you very much.
Well said.
For Tim.
For Tim.
Thank you. Frank, that's very kind of you. I mean, I can only say that we didn't really know what we were doing back in 1970, but we were very lucky. It worked. And we were very lucky to get a film, a really good film with a great cast made pretty soon after the whole thing started, because sometimes these things can take forever to get made. And then when they're made, eventually people don't quite know what they were written for in the first place. But Superstar has had that great momentum, which the film was part of. And Teddy and everybody, and, you know, the wonderful cast, Yvonne, of course, stuck with it from day one, and the late, great Barry Dennen, who I was so happy to see Barry and Yvonne perform in Holland, singing extracts from Superstar quite recently. Yes. And Teddy was there, of course, and it was a very moving occasion. So I think it was the last time Barry ever sang Pilot's Dream. And it was a great occasion. I mean, I know that Yvonne will warble "I Don't Know How to Love Him" a few more times, and Teddy will keep going until the cows come home. But it was just very moving for me to see Barry, who was obviously, you know, not 100% fit, but he did a wonderful version, and it was great. And of course, the other person I miss enormously is Carl Anderson, who I did go to Carl's funeral, funnily enough. I don't know whether anybody knew that, but I happened to be in LA, and I went to his funeral, which was an extraordinary occasion. And I was able to say a few words at that, which was greatly appreciated. And I see a lot of familiar faces. There's Rob and Kurt and, you know, Bob, as I said, you haven't changed at all. And one or two other wonderful faces. I'm ashamed to say I need the odd name to come up occasionally, but once I see a name, I'm away to the races. Yes. Thank you all for turning up. I mean, 47 is a funny anniversary. I'm delighted, but we'll have to do something even bigger for the 50th.
Yeah.
You know, like meet in the flesh or something.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes, please. Yes.
And what happened on this day? Is it August the 15th? Is that the actual day the film was first shown or completed, or what?
That was the first day it was released in North America. Today is August.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. Well, funnily enough, today is my mother's 100st birthday. My late mother. I should have said no. She made it to
heavenly birthday to her.
She made it to 90, but August 15th is her birthday. Also, it's also Napoleon's birthday, and Princess Anne. So you know you're in very good company.
Tim, did you see last night's performance?
No, I didn't, because I'm actually technically on holiday, and I was up in Scotland, and I was traveling down from. And I think last night was a preview, but I've been in touch with them, and I'm going to go and see it. Obviously, quite soon, probably the beginning of September. But
yes,
I hear it's good. But I saw it in Regent's Park pre-COVID. You know, the last couple of years, and it really worked very well.
Yes,
of course it did.
If anybody's in London and wants to see it, let me know. I'll fix some tickets. But it's on till the end of September, I think.
Well, if we can get out of the U.S., I would be there any minute.
Well,
I would be there now.
That's the problem. We're all trapped wherever we are. Are you in Hawaii, Yvonne?
Oh, I have her muted. So hold on. Let me just unmute her. Yvonne, can you just unmute yourself on the bottom left of the screen, please?
Here we go.
There you go. Okay.
Yeah, no, I'm here in Hawaii. I can't leave here either. Hawaii's not doing so well. We're somebody's being very naughty. Mm-hmm. But it's great to see you. And, you know, you've been so wonderful as far as coming out to see the performances that, you know, wherever Superstar's playing, Tim Rice shows up. And you're just so wonderful to do that and show your support. And you obviously love the piece, you know. I think it started your career really on the most amazing, you know, platform. It was a great platform to have. And, of course, my luck would have it that that was my first start. So here we are, my dear.
We were very lucky to have you because
what a voice.
We tried one or two ladies who were good but not sensational, and Andrew really gets the credit for discovering Yvonne, unfortunately, because he was in some nightclub totally
Yeah,
respectable one. And he rang
Pheasantry,
me
the
up,
pheasantry, yeah.
the pheasantry. He rang me up in a state of great excitement, saying, "I think we've found our Mary Magdalene."
Wow.
So I actually left my flat. I think I got out of bed. I don't know why I was in bed that early. It was only midnight. Anyway, I came down and met Yvonne, and
Did you? You
Yes,
got
she
out
was.
of bed to come see? That's, man, that's great. Thank you so much.
And once Yvonne got into the studio, it was absolutely fantastic. It was clear that and you built a great career yourself. You would have done it anyway without us, but we were all lucky.
Well, I was thinking about that the other day. I was thinking, really everything I've done has a lot to do with Robert Stigwood. As much as he was despised towards the end, he did a lot for me. And
I don't think he was despised. I think he was just like all agents and managers. He ran into one or two people along the way that he disagreed with, but I was always very fond of Robert. And
yeah, me too. Me too. Well, I asked him if he would be godfather, to my firstborn, and he said, "Oh no. If I do that, I mean, everybody's going to be hitting me up for money, So he turned me down.
Oh, no.
I was very hurt.
Oh dear.
But that's all right, But you know what? I was asked by this attorney. He said, we can audit, Stigwood, and you could probably get $250,000. You want to do it? And I said no. I said he's my friend.
Right.
I said no. So there you go.
I'm going to
Loyalty.
leave for a minute. I have to go and check on my 4-year-old grandson who's in the pool.
Oh, yes.
Good for you.
All right.
Oh, my.
Good line.
Tim, I just wanted to say thank you for, of course, all that you've done expanding on what Frank said, but I'm just so happy that I've been able to get to know you over the past few years. I'm the daughter of this guy and this lady right here, and this film, this amazing experience has changed my life. So I just want to thank you so much for everything. And I'm so happy that I've been able to meet you over in Italy. Tim's come to visit, see the show multiple times. We were in Verona at the Arena di Verona, which was incredible, historic, 13,000 seat open air amphitheater. And it's the oldest arena in Italy that's still being used today. And that was incredible. And also he came to see us in Rotterdam at the Ahoy. And I just want to thank you really from the bottom of my heart and from all of us.
I'm very grateful, and I've always enjoyed it. And I only go because I know it's going to be good. And great fan of Ted and Yvonne and everybody. And it's always been very well put together. I certainly don't go to every superstar around the world, believe you me. I mean, I've seen it enough times, and if there's a good production in the UK, I'll certainly go. But sorry, I'm interrupting somebody.
No. That's me. Sorry, I just saw Jonathan, and he popped up on the screen.
Jonathan just joined us. One of
Jonathan.
Hi,
yes.
Jonathan. Hello.
The dancers and actors and singers. It's just wonderful seeing everybody together. I'm telling you, it does my heart good, especially during this hard time right now. I got to tell you, folks, this warms the cockles of me heart. It does.
If I may interrupt for a minute, if we can just give a toast to one man who obviously was so big for this movie, and that's the director, Mr. Norman Jewison.
Yeah.
Here.
Yes, Norman. Thank you always.
To Norman.
Norman.
Masterpiece. And also, if we could just remember a few of folks who obviously couldn't join us today, one being Carl Anderson, masterful performance. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, he's Judas, for all time. And obviously Barry Dennen, that I got to know very well by touring with him the last years of his life all over North America. An amazing, amazing man. And the director of photography of the film, Douglas Slocum, who passed away recently.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
All your costumes. She was a costumer for all.
Oh, Vivian.
So,
Douglas Slocum recently passed away. I thought he was as old as the hills when we were doing the movie. I thought. And he just died.
Douglas,
wow, what a life.
I think
Douglas made it to, I think, 103.
Amazing.
And my son Donald, who's a great film buff, became a great admirer of his and went round to see him quite a lot. And I'm in touch with his daughter, who, I mean, she must be, well into her 70s. And Douglas was a charming man, and Donald, my son, managed to get him, which he should have had years before, an OBE, Order of the British Empire, which he got. And it was great to see him again quite recently. And his name crops up on so many great movies. You know.
Oh, on TCM, I see his name on all the great black and whites from the Pinewood Studios, obviously. Oh no, he was a master back then. We were so fortunate to have him. Putting us on.
Sorry to interrupt, but I got a heart out. So I just want to bless
You got a what?
I'll see you all.
It's okay.
Take care.
Thank you so much for joining us, Bob.
So long, Rob. Good to see you.
Good to see you. Good to see you.
Take care. Thanks for joining
Bye,
us.
Rob.
If I may jump in right here just a second, also since we still have Mr. Rice himself sitting there, with the one eye that works, the other one looks fine as well. That's good. That's good. I just have to say on behalf of everybody, where would we be without Tim Rice?
Well,
Literally.
I think you'd all be doing pretty well.
I don't know.
You're all very talented. We
Confessions, forget the excuses. I don't understand. You're filled with remorse.
You got the part.
All that you've said has come true. With a vengeance, the mob turned against him. You backed the right horse. The best lyrics I've ever had, Tim. The greatest lyrics. Come on. I mean,
you're very kind, but lyrics and music's no good unless decent people sing them and perform them. So.
Well, we all need each other. Yes, we do.
And that, quite frankly, goes over to thank you to Norman Jewison, because he had the courage, literally, to cast all of us in
a bunch of unknowns. A bunch of unknowns.
All unknown people.
Rob Iskov, sorry. Rob Iskov, too, for all of us.
Oh, there's no question.
Thank you, Rob.
Thank you.
You know what?
And this
I think that the film, I know you were asking everyone when they saw it, and I don't remember when we saw it the first time, but I do remember being so sad because we saw a preview of some of the dances. Rob, are you there? Where is he?
Yes, I am.
He's here, right?
Yep.
I don't know who cut that preview that we saw before the film was released. It was all for the dancers. And it was awesome. It was like slow motion fabulous. It was like
the dancers cut.
Oh my God, yeah, the dancers cut. I was like going, oh my God, this is gonna be the most fabulous film. And then when the film came out, a lot of it was on the cutting room floor.
Oh.
And I really think it's because Rob wasn't in the editing room. Were you not in the editing room?
Yes, I was, but I was the choreographer, not the director.
Got it.
Right.
You didn't
No,
have.
I love Norman Jewison, but I would have loved to have seen more of us on the screen.
Well, one thing that you did very well, though, Rob, was to hire me in the bar when I came to bit. So I think that was a very, very genius move on your part.
I'm to see him auditioning across the bar, doing grand jetés across the bar.
Yeah.
You were delightful to work with. That's for sure.
Absolutely.
As were all of you. I remember doing every morning, like 4:30 in the morning on the rocks and trying to balance and do our.
I know.
Oh my God. Dancing. You guys were talking about that one scene with Larry Marshall in the dirt, in the dust, all the dancers.
Yeah, working on that desert floor, so difficult.
Yeah. Yeah.
Larry was spectacular.
He was.
Larry,
nothing
amazing.
Short of spectacular.
You were amazing.
Who is this person? iPhone?
Made it happen.
The only person on the screen without a name. Who are you?
646
iPhone. It says.
71254. Who's that?
You have your hand on your cheek. Who are you?
Oh.
I think.
Who's that?
He's right next to Tim Rice.
Yeah,
next to Richard and Tim Rice.
Yes, this is Judy Malka. She was in the film.
Yeah.
Hi, Judy.
Hi, Judy.
Can I say something?
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, let me just explain how excited I am about this. I was one of the Israeli children in Jesus Christ Superstar. You guys are all my heroes. You guys are all my gods. I looked at you like, OMG, who are these people, right? So let me say that I am introducing my tribe today, the Israeli tribe, because really I am the only one from the Israeli crew on this call. So what great honor. What great honor is beyond words. I am in Miami right now recording my album.
Leah, we had Golf, we had
great.
Jeff Goldberg.
She's in Miami.
Yeah, but I'm in Miami right now. I'm recording my album. I thought of myself when I saw this whole reunion thing. I said, I mean, I'm not one of the principals on that film. I'm not one of the dancers, but I was in that movie.
You were there.
Every scene in that movie. And I remained friends with everybody, like Stephen Denise, Bjork Lee, Carl Anderson until he passed. We remained really good friends. Thomas Walsh. I mean, all the people. It was like, for me, you guys stood as heroes. I look up to you as that's where it all began for me. After Jesus Christ Superstar, I remember that Carl Anderson said, Judy, I will see you in the United States soon. And right shortly after the movie, I packed my bags and there I was in the United States. And that's, I mean, the start for me was, Jesus Christ Superstar.
You were a little girl in the movie, right? How little were you?
I was about, just about 14 and a half, getting close to 15. I was a big, I mean, in Israel at that point, you are like,
you ready for
a big person. You're trained to the army. You like know how to shoot a gun. It's like all that good stuff. Yeah, but I also had my great passion for the films and for just like being an artist. I just knew then and then that that's where I wanted it to be.
Right. What, David? What were you going to say?
Can I interrupt?
Well, thank you, Judy. Thank you for saying.
My great honor.
There's a little boy in the pool outside who's desperate for me to be there. So I love you all. I'm so honored to be amongst you. And I tell you, I got to show you something quickly.
Yes. Yes. Take us on a tour.
Hi, David.
That movie.
Oh.
David, I'm so happy to see you again.
And that movie. And shooting that man.
Woo!
Movie, this outweighs all of that. I'm so honored to be part of your group, and I'm so honored to have been there. And this is going to be my memoir book. This is going to be in my heart forever. And thank you so much.
Have you got a book coming out that you're working on?
There you are, man.
I love it.
Are you working on a book,
David? Bless your heart, man.
Yeah, my daughters want me to do it, and I am working on it.
Good.
Thank you, David,
well
for
done.
joining us.
Thank you, David, for everything.
Best of everything, David.
Love to you all. Thank you.
Thank you.
God bless.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Aloha.
Bye, David.
We have everybody who was joining us, the rest of the dancers. Sir Tim, you're still with us. This is an incredible, I mean, again, for the 47th anniversary of the release of the movie. Thank you everybody for joining us. Darcel, Marcia, we want to say hello. Can you unmute everybody, Tessa?
Yeah. Yes.
Unmute everybody so we can say hello to Jonathan and everybody. Cliff.
Yeah.
Cliff, Bjork.
On 1 second, you guys.
Everybody. I just want to I want to share a quick story that Barry Denon told me at one of the screenings that we did a few years ago. We were in Indianapolis, Indiana, at a screening at the brand new digital print. And after a couple of glasses of wine, I said, Barry, you got to go in there and see the print of this film. It's amazing. So he walked in and he saw this. That night, the movie looked amazing. And it was during the trial scene. And everybody's yelling, crucify him, crucify him. And he looked at me with a tear in his eye and he goes, we all look beautiful. The film looks beautiful. And with this new digital print, we will be forever young. And this movie will go on forever. Barry Denon.
Oh, yes.
All you guys.
Thanks, Frank.
Forever young. Forever young.
Yeah.
Okay. If I may interrupt just one more time, I have to say this because I have been involved with this since we did it, since the Broadway show.
Yes.
And I'm still involved. I'm the luckiest man alive. And if you don't believe me, just take a quick look at this, okay?
Yeehaw. Oh, yeah.
If it weren't for being in this film, I would not have met Leanne. I would not have Tessa. And Zachariah isn't here. He's working hard today. And I just have to say, I've been around the world literally doing this show because of all of you being so incredible. They still want to come see anything they possibly can that connects with Jesus Christ Superstar. And
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry?
I said yes, sir.
The bottom line here is I wish we could have a company together that all of us would be in and we could travel constantly around the world because it is loved around the world.
Well, my uncle has a barn, and I've got drums and a guitar.
You could do a show.
I'm not doing that dance anymore.
You're not going to do that.
And just,
Come on.
Go
ahead.
This production that we've been doing in Italy is a beautiful production. And the bottom line here is that everybody who comes to see it brings family members. In some places, there's at least 4 generations of the same family who come to see it over and over.
Wow.
Tim, we did a screening once where a family came. There were about 6 family members. The middle daughter played Jesus. The father and one of the brothers played the priests. And the whole family would do the production for themselves every Easter. And it was, we had no idea. We've had sisters come as the priests. We've had many women Judases. We've had several win the costume contest that we have. Whoever comes in the best costume wins a special photograph. People have been
so cool.
To this day, this multi-generational effect that the film has had. It will live for a long, long time.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's always
I guess so.
And I also would like to say that we've not had a chance to hear from Wendy or Jonathan or Darcel.
Nora, York?
Can you see me?
Hey, honey.
Can you see me?
Yeah, I'm on here.
Hello, everybody.
Yeah, Richard. Hi, Richard.
Jonathan?
Richard.
Yes.
Richard, you look, what a shock of hair you have. My
God. Yeah, he looks good, man. Let me
Seriously.
Get that. I'm missing him.
Oh my gosh. Let me loan you this.
I don't see my reflection in that.
Blinding.
You look great.
It's like reflecting.
That's good.
You can't end the reunion of Jesus Christ Superstar without saying, "My bevakasha." My bevakasha.
Oh,
Yes.
Yes. Marsha,
No.
that is so good. That is so good.
What does that mean?
Check it.
Look at the camera. Don't look at the
Really? Oh, is that right? Okay.
Check it, bevakasha.
I mean, shut up.
Quiet, please.
Shut up, please.
Betzel you. Betzel you.
Oh.
At the throne.
You guys remember we would end on Friday, we would end with Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
That's so much fun.
When riding in the morning, Carl would always want to listen to the Rachmaninoff Second Piano Concerto every morning.
Wow.
Where we were shooting out of in that van. We would leave at 5 in the morning or 4:30 in the morning to get out there because Norman wanted us there for that first golden light. You know, that dawn light.
You would draw inspiration from Rachmaninoff?
Yes. And Carl had a tape of I listened to the Second Piano Concerto at least a dozen times.
Wow.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I know that.
Speaking about music, do you remember we would drive out and the Israelis would sing their army songs on the bus? And then Tommy Walsh got up and said, "I'm going to sing the American song." And he started to sing MICKEY song. Do you not remember?
No, but that's great.
Tommy Walsh, he
Tommy.
was pisser, that Tommy Walsh.
Yeah.
I remember meeting him when I first came. He was sitting on a rock crocheting Christmas gifts. And because of this movie, so many of us went on to do a chorus line. Bob Lapone, Catherine Wright, Tommy Walsh, Pye Douglas, on and on and on. Cliff, yeah.
Cliff.
Tommy taught me how to knit while we were on the road out there.
Bjork, when we got stuck going to the Sheik's home for that luncheon that Denise had talked about, all the women had dressed up.
Right.
Look, because we thought we were going to the Taj Mahal and we were going to a tent in the middle of the desert. And I'm walking with Bjork next to me. She's in a dress and high heels, and she's wedging her way through the desert, and she's saying, "My God, the headline's going to read, Cora's cutie dies in desert."
Okay, can I tell you about that dinner?
It was the most scrumptious lamb I've ever had in my life.
It still had hair on it.
Really?
That's what I remember. It still had hair on it.
That's right. Didn't the Sheik give the eyeballs to Norman?
The meat that had hair on it, and we didn't know what to do. So we all went back to the hotel and had hamburgers. We all went to
And Norman gave the Sheik, he gave them 6 Rolex watches. I think there was either 5 or 6 sheiks who were the head Bedouins who were putting this grand dinner luncheon on for us. And Norman had gotten them all these beautiful Rolex watches, and they got him these lamb eyeballs with the optic nerve still attached. Norman ate it. He did.
No.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. I talked with
Even Denise.
I told this story. The National Arts Club presented Norman with the Gold Medal Award for his contribution to the arts, and Harry Belafonte was there, and Whoopi, Cher said, if it weren't for Norman Jewison, I would have not won an Academy Award, you know. Harry Belafonte told the story of Norman standing up for him against a producer when Norman was directing his TV show. Harry Belafonte had gotten his own variety show. In mid-60s, early 60s, long before Norman was a film director. And one of the big sponsors, Harry wanted to do a dance sequence with either Doris Day or something, and one of the sponsors said, "No, you can't have a black man dancing with a white woman. You know, are you kidding me? You know." And Norman said, "If you don't let Harry do his show, we're just not going to do the show." And Norman stood up for him. Was always a big supporter of civil rights and diversity. Just we couldn't have had a better leader. You know, because I certainly didn't know what I was doing. It was my first movie, and he was he is still to this day one of my heroes.
I remember that because I had done a couple of movies before and I knew how to hit my marks, he would put me on the edge all the time. I'll be on the edge. To help him frame the shots.
Norman is now 94.
He is.
You know, I assume going well. So let's hope he gets to his 100. You know, he might well do that.
Yeah. Well, I've got the reunion poster from the 40th, huh?
Yeah. Norman actually, Norman joined us at our cast reunion that we had in 2015.
Yes.
In New York City.
Oh, really? God.
Yeah, it was amazing. Frank, if you want to expand on that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's been a wonderful ride with this film and reuniting everybody again. I know we looked for Bob Bingham and we found him, and then obviously Leanne has a connection with all the dancers and getting to know Larry and Josh and Kurt, and obviously Barry Dennen and Rob and David James and Cliff Lipson and Richard and it's just been an incredible ride with this film, and I hope we can continue. And like you said, Tim, we got to do something very special for the 50th anniversary. And
right.
The idea that Ted and I have been kind of throwing back and forth was the very first screening we ever had of the digital print of Superstar was at the Chinese Theater in Hollywood.
The Grumman.
It would be wonderful to go back to the Chinese Theater in Hollywood and reunite with everybody again and watch it on the giant screen.
Well, I'm sure that could be arranged. I mean, it's something one should think about, you know, at least a year before. It sounds a wonderful idea.
Absolutely.
I've just,
we want to do it while Norman is still with us, definitely.
Yeah, let's hope he is.
Yeah.
I mean, I've just realised, because I've run my own cricket team. None of you will have a clue about cricket, which is your loss.
My God. I've watched it on a lot of cruise TV, though.
Oh, right.
If you work a cruise, you see a lot of cricket on the TV.
But I founded my cricket team. I didn't know it was going to last in July 1973. So we're already talking about our 50th cricket reunion. So I think one should definitely, this is slightly more important, I feel. and it would be wonderful to do something in August 2023. So I expect you all to be there.
Oh, yeah.
Amen.
They hang in there.
Yeah.
All right, everybody, we got to stay healthy now.
I'm going to bed now because it's quite late over here in Blighty, and I was up at 6 on this journey.
You are such a trooper, man.
Thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate it. It means so much.
Thanks again, Tim.
Yes, thank you, Tim.
It's great to see you. Bob being a
we're going to
Bob,
take this
it's lovely to
opportunity
see
to
you looking
also.
very straight.
Shalom Aleichem.
Likewise, my friend.
Go put a steak on your eye, Tim.
I'm going to go and let the dog out for 2 minutes, and I'm going to bed. But if any of you need to get in touch with me, Tessa and Ted know how to do that, and I'm always available. But very expensive.
Shalom Aleichem.
And rightly so, Tim, and rightly so.
Aloha, Tim. Love you.
Hi, everybody.
I'm gonna come visit you one of these days. Don't forget. I'm gonna come visit you.
Hello.